You've seen it, you've heard about it, you read about it. I got this low mileage foxbody Mustang that's sitting in a barn, sitting in a lot, sitting in somebody's backyard. But is it truly a low mileage foxbody Mustang? Or just your normal parts car, donor car, or just a car that's been driven over the years that's just been forgotten? I'm gonna try to get down to it and show you some examples of what to watch for when buying a foxbody Mustang in 2026, as this only supposedly had 13,000 miles on it. And then by the end of the video, you can decide for yourself. I picked this car up with intentions to part it out or use it as a donor for a couple of the shells that we have here on the channel. I already knew it was kind of in piss poor condition and it had sat in a lot. When they sit too long, that's actually a bad thing. Unless you put it in a bubble like you would with a Cobra R, or put it in a heated storage, even then, things are gonna rot over time. Things are gonna go bad. We talk about that stuff on the live stream. Bushings, anything rubber for that matter is just gonna rot, harden, and just crack. But that's just one of many examples that I can tell you on a foxbody Mustang that I've learned over the past 30 years when working on these things. But the examples I'm gonna show you here today are actually sitting here on the table, and I'm gonna show you some titles and some things you need to look for when you're buying a foxbody Mustang in 2026. Don't be fooled. There's some ads out there and there's some people that say, hey, this is a low mileage car. This is a low mileage car. But the biggest problem the foxbody had trying to identify low mileage is they came with a 5-digit odometer. Now in this car was just sitting for about 25 years. And we're eventually gonna try to start this car because I'm actually interested to maybe do one more burnout in it before we take it apart for another car. But you can see the license plate is already rotted, literally lost all of its paint. And that's the last time it was registered. So it probably hasn't been driven in 25 years. But your cluster usually is here on your dash. This is actually a 1990 foxbody Mustang. Don't be fooled. If you're getting ready to buy a foxbody Mustang, you can already tell some of the dead giveaway things outside of just the condition itself is the odometer. Here, let me show you over here. So what we have here is a 1990s. This is a style cluster that would come out of this car right here. It's a 5-digit odometer. This one has 92,327 on the odometer. Now this is a 4-cylinder cluster. It only goes up to 6K. As you can see, the V8 ones go up to 7K. On all clusters, they were 5-digit odometers. However, there is a caveat to that. Foxbody Mustangs also came in a Canadian cluster. If I remember correctly, I think it was just one state that actually had a 6-digit odometer, 87 to 93. Now, I want to say it's possibly 90 to 93 because I don't think I've ever seen an 87 to 89 6-digit. Unless it was Canadian. New York came out with a 6-digit odometer, and I'm not really sure why. You guys can hit up in the comments. It's a great trivia question. Now I'm gonna go ahead and take the shield off because you can't really see it, but I want you guys to see this Canadian cluster real quick before we move on. It's literally only a handful of screws here. So if you take the shield off, you'll be able to see a little bit better. Down in here is the 6-digit Canadian cluster. That also means that it's in kilometers too. It's not in mile per hour. So there is a difference between the two clusters quite a bit. But you can see that's what the 6-digit would look like. So they did make them for the 9093 as well, and they did make them in a mile per hour. Like I said, I think it's pretty much New York only. But another thing is you can't be fooled by websites like Carfax. Now, Carfax is a good tool to use. So in this specific foxbody Mustang, supposedly had 13,000 miles on it. I'm gonna show you the title. Here's where you can get fooled and get mixed up. Now, I did a Carfax on it, and this is the original title here. Now here's where people get mixed up and they think they got a low mileage barn find. They look at this title and they see the actual mileage 13,701. I Carfaxed it when I got home. It's not a very detailed report. There's only 2 records of it. 13,000 miles. I was getting pretty excited. I'm like, man, I might have found me a little barn find here. Even though it looks like shit, man, it looks like the thing is 213,000, right? I know you guys commented on it. You guys know what I'm talking about because I'm with you on it. This is not an accurate way to judge mileage because the last time this thing was registered was in Ohio at 13,701, which was on the cluster in 2025. Maybe it just wasn't getting reported or whatever, Clearly it's got a tag on it, right? But you can see this is where people kind of fake news a sale and saying this is an actual title with 13,701, and with the Carfax could be like, man, that's really a true 13,000 mile car. But if you look at the actual car, that tells the real story. Lower mileage car, regardless of what condition is going to have a door that's really nice. That actually closes really nice. That's one thing that I was looking at when I first got it. Now, my white car's got an original 67,000 miles on it. Probably more like 70 now. I mean, we beat the hell out of it the last, I don't know, 10 years. But it's the same way. My door closes really good. And for being twisted and bent up, that's actually a good sign for me, knowing that I can still save this car from all the racing that we've done over the past couple of decades. But one of the best signs that you can get from trying to figure out if it's a low mileage car when you're going to buy one and you're going to look at one is look at the seats. It's very evident. Look at the seats. There's no way, even if this car was 13,000 miles sitting in a lot, rotting, there's no way in hell it's going to have a rip like that in it. Obviously, this might have happened over the years. Could have been a screwdriver in your pocket or something that was something cut there on accident. This seat has the gangster lean. If you don't know what the gangster lean is, pretty much every Fox body suffers from it eventually. And it's called the gangster lean because the whole seat's crooked at the top because it doesn't have very good spot welds of sheet metal. Here's the real story. Outside of the seats themselves, your pedal pads. Now, these pedal pads were so wore out that they literally fell off the actual pedal themselves. And I don't even know where they're at. I thought they were sitting here on the floor, but I wanted to show you how wore they were. If I had to guess, this car is probably 113,000 miles. Considering it hasn't been driven in 25 years, probably got a good 100,000 miles in the 10 years that it was driven. That's not something that we can prove, and that's something that can be fooled very easily in 2026 when you're buying a car like this. Now let's go look under the hood, as there's obvious signs there as well. Let's take a look at what tape was in the actual car. Anybody got any guesses? If I had to guess, and I didn't look at it, if I had to guess, I found a lot of tapes in my time owning Fox body Mustangs, hundreds and hundreds. If I had to guess what tape this is, I would guess Def Leppard. Well, it's Jeff Foxworthy. I'm completely wrong. That's a new one. Underneath the hood, that does not look like a 13,000 mile engine whatsoever. If this was truly a 13,000 mile engine, it would still look pretty good. It wouldn't have grease and grime coming out of the valve covers. It wouldn't be all rotted. I mean, it would still have its chipping of the paint, but it would be more dusty and dirty than it would be oily, if that makes any sense. Plus, you can see this thing's been not driven and been sitting for a long time. The belt literally has rotted off the block, which is a good sign for us, as we're going to actually try to fire this car up because I think it's got a little bit of a knock to it. I'm going to check the oil right here, and then we're going to talk about what we're going to be doing with this car in the next video, because clearly it's not 13,000 miles. Now, remember, we put a hot battery on it when we first picked it up, and it did make a little bit of noise. So it is full, pretty much right at the full level, a little bit over, but that's okay. So that's another good sign for us. Like I said, I'm trying to salvage as much as I can from it. When you start getting into repair like this, because yes, that sway bar has completely broke off from the frame rail and the towers are completely missing. You start getting, if that's like that here, I can only imagine what it looks like underneath. Because when they sit, they don't have to go through salt and snow to rot and be end up being a pile of shit. Letting a car sit, Fox body Mustang sit, is just as bad as driving it in the winter, honestly. Maybe not as bad getting salt all over it, but it's eventually gonna look like something like that. So in 2026, don't be fooled if you're new to the Fox body genre. A lot of the stuff I just talked about, stuff we've talked about on the channel. But this is what we're dealing with. These cars are 40 plus years old. There's a lot of history in these Fox body Mustangs, and they're loved very much to this day. Take care of your car, guys. Don't let it sit. And if you do, bring it into the garage. If you're just trying to keep it around, it will rot. Maybe a little slower than being driven, but they do rot and they do end up in a condition much like this. So we're gonna do one more video on this car. I'm gonna try to get it running as it is still a full car. We definitely gotta clean it out. Trash in there from 25 years ago, and God only knows, probably a dead mouse or something. I don't know. Maybe we might get lucky and have a pretty good drive line in this. We'll go over it a little bit more after we clean it out in the next video. It's sat for 25 years, so I'm curious to see if it'll even run. If you haven't subscribed already, consider subscribing. We've got a lot of good content coming up on the channel. Check out that join button below, become a member of the channel. But outside of that, I just appreciate you guys for watching. I love y'all. I'll see you soon in the next video.